Good, Ricky. How are you?
Good, good. So I got to know, like, when you go into each episode and you kind of just, I like to say, just appear, you know what I mean? Do you kind of get like a debrief of what happened the night before in some of the matches, or do you just kind of walk in and are surprised?
I usually get a little bit of a debrief, but it's always interesting to hear the perspective of them when you step into the equation. So, and it's funny you say that because like they're always like, "Where did you come from?" All of a sudden, I just pop in. I'm like, "All right, well, this is what's going to happen." And so every time they see me, they're like, "Oh God, here we go. What are we getting today?" But no, it was a lot of fun to hang out with those guys. It was such a great cast, and they all were awesome and really went for it. And just can't say enough how happy I am to have been a part of that and hang out with those guys for a good solid month, watching this all unfold.
Exactly. I mean, you kind of like watching the background like us, you know what I'm saying? You come in and you get the shocks and alls, which I thought the boardroom was something that was a fun little twist in this game, right? You know what I mean? It's something different, unique,
Yeah,
obviously through the curveball. What were your kind of thoughts when we saw Francesca not just once, but twice go into the boardroom and kind of throw that curveball?
yeah. I mean, that's the thing is that and Francesca's one of my favorites on the show, and I think she's probably going to be a fan favorite. I mean, she had such you never quite knew what Francesca was thinking about when Francesca was thinking. Like you knew she was thinking about something. There was always an agenda behind it. You never quite knew exactly what that agenda was going to be, though. So it was really interesting to watch how not just her, but how it all played. I mean, you could easily take that opportunity if you controlled the board to bring in another couple or another couple singles to upset a couple that you thought was a threat or was threatening, or you bring in someone for yourself. So I think that's to your point. That's the element of this show that's unlike any other show that at least I've seen. You've got attraction, you've got emotion, you've got all those things, but then you've also got this gameplay element, this strategy element, and how you decide to attack that or use that to your advantage is a really cool kind of dynamic to this whole thing. So I think that's why people are hopefully gonna love it because it's kind of combining all those things in one, and combining all the Netflix dating shows really in one. You've got all the all-star cast, if you will, from Love Is Blind and Ultimatum and Too Hot to Handle, The Circle. So you see some familiar faces all come together in one big giant. Somebody called it a beautiful mess. It's a beautiful mess, we'll call it.
Exactly. Now, my question to you is obviously with hosting the Perfect Match, Love Is Blind, The Ultimatum, does hosting a show like this kind of make you appreciate your own relationship with Vanessa more?
That's a great question. I tell you what, shooting in Panama for 4 weeks by myself made me appreciate my relationship with Vanessa more. No, it's look, I don't. I'd like to think at least that I don't take my relationship for granted any day. But yeah, I mean, when you see people who are out there looking for something that you feel like you've already got, yeah, you appreciate the fact that I found my perfect match. So it's already there for me. But yeah, I mean, I'm also almost 50, and they're 22, so they've got time to find theirs. It's a journey, and they'll get there. But that's again, that's what made it so fun is they're all there for the right reasons. They're looking for someone and having some fun along the way, and let me be a part of it. So kind of a win-win-win.
Yeah, it's my wife kind of came up with that question for me because we watched and binge watch all of these together, and she's like, I found my perfect match, and it's like we kind of put ourselves in those scenarios, like what would be, but it's like what would we have done
Yeah,
maybe like 10 years ago, not like today, you know what I mean? Nowadays, like dating sounds scary, you know what I mean? So, but
I wouldn't even begin to know where to start in today's dating world, which is why Love Is Blind was appealing to us because that's more in my wheelhouse. The old school, get to know you, kind of all this swiping stuff. I wouldn't even know where to start. So, yeah, it's interesting, and just somebody else earlier was talking about the verbiage that these kids are using these. I have no idea what they're even talking about half the time. So, I'm just grateful they let the old fogey be a part of it and come down there and host this thing.